Welcome to Corona Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world. But then you too are at the center of the world. So let's talk about that. The title of this talk is Corona and Buddha Nature. Now, I talk about Zen and Buddhism and about all these kind of philosophical and abstract things. But I always, for me, Zen is bringing these philosophies and ideas down to everyday mind. Enlightenment is everyday mind, your everyday mind, and your everyday world. So let's take a look at, and I renamed, but instead of Zen Fits, I'm talking about Corona Fits, because Corona is revealing something to us, very profound. And so I want to look into that. I want to, because understanding comes when you have a bigger boat. Remember Jaws? We need a bigger boat to understand Jaws. The people couldn't understand Jaws. Oh, he's not there, it's a hoax. Go swimming, it's okay. Beaches are fine. Go swimming. Yay. And Jaws would come up and eat you. So Jaws was a metaphor for Corona. It's okay, go to church, yeah, it's all right. Go to the beaches, party, it's a hoax. Won't get you. Jaws. Da, 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 da. We need a bigger boat. We need a bigger boat to understand Corona. You need a bigger boat to understand Buddhism. The whole idea behind, and when I say Buddhism, that is the teaching, the Dharma of Buddhism, and then it's kind of like brought down into a very condensed form in Zen, which is very experiential, very much into this immediate moment. So anyway, so we need a bigger boat to understand Corona, both collectively and both individually. So there's a so what is the bigger boat of Corona? So I was thinking today and writing today about Buddha nature. And Buddha nature in Buddhism basically is our primary awareness. This primary awareness is activated when we're in a fix. When you're driving and you're kind of like in your thinking mind, yada yada, going along, yada, and suddenly a car swerves towards you, and now you drive, you get out of the way, you escape, hopefully, and then the moment you're through it, your thinking mind comes out, says, oh my God, I could have died. And then you wonder, well, who was driving then? Who drove you out of, who was the evil Knievel that got you out of that fix? Because it wasn't your thinking mind, that was daydreaming, that was off somewhere, la la la, you know. So there's this primary awareness that is kind of a sleeping inside of us, and our secondary awareness is pop culture. Our secondary awareness is thinking about yesterdays in time, thinking about yesterday and tomorrow, what I should have done, what I'm going to do, how do I, oh my God, this and that, you see. But all the while, primary nature, primary Buddha nature is driving the car. It's driving the car, it's driving your body. Your body knows what to do, the heart knows how to beat, the breath knows how to breathe, the cells all know what to do, everything is integrated. That's the Buddha, that is that intelligence, that primary intelligence. It's always going on. And we're kind of like we just go in autopilot, Well, when Corona comes, but Corona now is a metaphor for the unexpected tragedy, the unexpected breakup of secondary mind, of culture mind, the breakup of our habit mind, the breakup of our expectations mind, of what we expect everything. When we meet people, we say, I'll see you tomorrow. We expect to see them tomorrow, but they could be hit by a truck the next minute, you see. So everything is that we expect this reality to be the same as it is today and tomorrow and forever. So even death comes in. Death basically breaks things up. It breaks time up. In death, there's no more time. You're just now. So this Buddha nature is always now, but secondary mind, culture mind, collective mind, ego mind is always like in this horizontal beam. This horizontal beam of past and future that's running around here, trying to buy insurance, so the past will always continue in the future. That's what insurance is. You pay to create the odds that your past will continue in the future, that you'll have your house tomorrow. If disaster comes, it's kind of like insurance against corona as disaster. But once in a while, in time, a disaster comes that cannot be fixed. A disaster comes that insurance won't help you with. A disaster comes that nothing you can do will fix it. That there's no way for the thinking mind to think through it. Thinking doesn't work. Insurance doesn't work. Nothing works that we expect it to work. Nothing works that we plan to work. Nothing works that we paid for, you see. And this is corona. So we have this corona as a metaphor, which, and a metaphor means, a metaphor says, the finger is this, and the finger is not this. So a metaphor means it's this and not this at the same time. Yes, no. We get a sign on the, see signs one way, going this way and that way. That's a metaphor. A metaphor is an image, a story, a movie, a piece of art, a form that points in opposite directions at the same time. But our thinking mind doesn't think that way. Our thinking mind, it's something is either, I'll take this watch here. So, well, let me see. Let me take some. Let me get some here. Cotton ball. Cotton ball. Now, a cotton ball is a cotton ball. And you know it's a cotton ball because it's soft, it's white, it's got little seeds in it, it's got petals, that is the thorn. You see, so it's a thing. And we know what it is, and a cotton ball is a cotton ball. The cotton ball is not a rabbit. Unless you're in Alice in Wonderland. Then the cotton ball can become a cottontail, boop, 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 and a rabbit. In the movies, in animation, cotton ball, rabbit cotton ball. Suddenly it's transformed. So now the cotton ball is a rabbit, you see. But it's still one or the other. It's still a cotton ball now, and then with a little animation it becomes a little cottontail, boop, 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 and it jumps off. But see, those are different. But a metaphor is that they're both the same at the same time. Cotton ball is a rabbit. Rabbit is a cotton ball. So the cotton ball becomes a metaphor when it is both a fact and it is also pointing to something universal at the same time. So a cotton ball, this would be a metaphor for Buddha nature. Now the cotton would be our thinking mind. And in this, you would have to feel it. There's a seed. So there's a seed in our thinking mind. There's a seed buried in our mind that is our primary mind, our original mind, our one mind, our Buddha mind, call it a Christ mind. But it is an original, but it's been sleeping under the cotton of culture. It's buried in the cotton of culture. So we have to awaken that seed. And how do we awaken it? Well, we either voluntarily, willingly, by the yearning and of the heart to get on a spiritual path and find the seed, because we know it's there. I don't know where it is, but I got to find it. It's got to be born. I feel this seed inside of me. I feel the germ inside. I feel this yearning for God, for wholeness, for completeness. That's the seed. It doesn't mean whether it's Buddha, Vishnu, or Hindu, or Krishna, or whatever. The seed is a yearning for completeness, for wholeness, for awakening. The seed wants to awaken, you see. But it's in the cotton. And the cotton is the fuzziness of my mind. The cotton, you see, is our culture. Our culture is like the cotton. It's all made of fabrics, interrelationships, fabrics, past, future, history, knowledge, science, religion, all of that, you see, is the fabric, the threads of culture. And when we're born into a culture, we begin to believe that cotton is real. And it is real, but at the same time, it's not real. But you see, our logic can't think metaphorically. We think it is this or that. It's either cotton or a rabbit, you see. It's not a cotton is a rabbit at the same time. So this Zen and Buddha and all of this gets into this mystery, impossibility of being Buddha and not Buddha at the same time, or being Jesus and not Jesus at the same time, you see. And that requires an awakening. So the seed has to be awakened, and the seed will awaken either by our intentionally going into a practice, meditation, mindfulness, study of awakening the seed, or through death, through loss. Excuse me. Loss, which is corona. Corona is loss. We've lost our insurance. We've lost our expectations that tomorrow would be like today. Now tomorrow is very uncertain, you see. Tomorrow is an unknown. We're like on an escalator going to the unknown, you see. And we're going, no, no, no. Get off, stop, help. You see. But then, what are we going to? We're going to the seed. We're going to the seed that's buried within us, you see. And it will awaken. It will awaken when we stop fighting corona. When we stop fearing corona. And just see, this is what's happened. This is it. This is what's now. This is the new reality. As long as, oh, this shouldn't be. Who did it? Who's responsible? Who did it? Well, those are fun, but they don't change anything. This is it, the new reality. And when we accept change as being what is, we become, the seed is awakened. The seed is a creative response to reality. Corona now becomes a creative reality. Now, since everything's destroyed, you have to create a new reality, create a new you, create a new way of being in the house, create a new way of relationships in the family. Everything is open, everything is being created, you see. But that seed is only awakened when we accept reality as it is, instead of whining and complaining and despairing that it's not the way it should be. So, the awakening of the Buddha seed is when you stop gaming reality and saying it shouldn't be what it is. Because it is what it is. Corona is what it is. This is it. This is it, you see. So all of resistance, complaining, crying, getting in desperation, despair, none of that changes it. This is it. And when you can accept it as being just this is it, there's a joyous liberation. Because all the energy that went into fighting it, all the energy that went into supporting and paying for the insurance and all of the protection against change, all that energy is now free. Now you're free, you see. Now you're free to be you. You're free to be your Buddha nature. So thanks for dropping in, and I'll see you tomorrow.